Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft Season 6. Today we're starting things off in the insane wither skeleton farm. And I have, since we were last here, I placed down about 25 buttons. I did find some spots. You guys were great help after Mumbo came by, and a lot of people spotted some blocks in his video where he flies the drone. So I was able to locate most of those, and I also found a tiny little cave that I blocked up. I think we still have some spaces somewhere because, well, it's still pretty ridiculous. It's still pretty ridiculous. But anyway, there is a good reason why I'm here today. We are going to make a massive donation to start off this episode to the community, but we're gonna donate it to Exuma so that he can distribute it to the community, I guess. We are also today, and I'm super excited about this, I want to check out how many sales I made, if any, with the beacons. I'm a little bit scared that I haven't made any sales because, oh my goodness, all of this is full. Because no one's really been online, or there hasn't been a lot of activity on the Hermitcraft server since I was last on. So that's going to be exciting to check out. But, oh, 30 wither skulls there in, yeah, about 10 minutes. Nice. Okay. So the donation that I'm going to make to the community is going to be these 5 stacks. 320 wither skulls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very nice. And let's head back to the main base. And I'm guessing, or I'm thinking I can now put my volume back up. Sweet. You got to make sure to have that turned down when you're in that farm, because otherwise you drive yourself a little bit crazy. And I also thought, as we're traveling back here, I ought to show you a segment of this tunnel that we made in a stream just before I got ill. For those of you who don't know, I currently have the man flu. I don't know how long my voice is gonna last. I'm feeling a little bit better today, and so I'm hoping to be able to record this video because I got so much stuff I really want to get done here on the server. But yeah, right before I got ill, we did a little bit of a segment. Get out of here, Pigman. So we take a left turn here, and then we travel through this insane thing. This is a fully made out of glass blocks tunnel, and ghasts cannot see you through this. I've literally traveled here. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you can literally travel right next to the ghasts, and I think that's really funny. But it ends over here, so as you can see, it's not done yet. So I want to make a quick pit stop in the lab because I need a shulker box to put my donation in. Let's grab a black shulker box for this. That feels soothing. Community gift from Iskall 85. Let's put that in here. 320 wither skulls. That's pretty insane. Alright, so we're gonna go and deliver this to Extremist Base, and I gotta be honest with you guys, he's been moving around a bit, and I know he lives in an ocean monument. And I think I know where it is, but I'm not entirely sure, so let's see if I get lost here. I think Extremist place is past Mumbos Base, but this is actually a good opportunity because Mumbo has been inspired by me lately, apparently, in my villager training system in my lab, and he has completely revamped his evil island over here, and I think he was telling me that last night he was AFKing here, and the activator village got struck by lightning. How incredible isn't that? That's ridiculous. Here's Grian as well. Boom. Hi. Should we punch him off? I can deliver farmers if you want, G. I mean, I should have a possibility to get him farmers. I feel a little bit bad because I know he's built this wonderfully beautiful rail over here. I'm offering to deliver farmers to Grian because Mumbo has gotten on because something has gone wrong. And Grian says, but I put up the beautiful track. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's not the most impressive track I've ever seen. Look at, I mean, it's dirt. So now they're telling me, to deliver a farmer to Mumbos Base, or 2 farmers rather, to Mumbos Base, which is further away from my base, so that Grian can use the track. Okay. Look at this place though. This is Extremist Base. This looks incredible. Oh my goodness. The shapes are so weird, but this looks sick. I love this. I love this. Okay, so how do I get in? Just dive bomb from the top here? Maybe. Ooh, it's deep. It's deep. There's nothing in here. I've no idea if this is Extremis Base. Like, is this his permanent residence? That looks so cool though. Oh my goodness. I guess we'll just plonk this here. Community gift from Iskall 85. Yes, I'll send him a message on Discord as well so that he knows. Now, the reason we're doing this community gift is because Exuma has got... Ooh, are these for me? Exuma has got an idea that we should all kill like 100 withers this season at some point as a community thing. And 100 withers is obviously 300 wither skulls, and 5 stacks is 320 skulls. So, yeah, I don't know if I want to participate in that fight, to be honest. I don't like fighting withers. I think it's horrible. But it sounds like a pretty crazy idea, and I hope that the skulls come in handy for him. Anyway, I know what I have to do now, and it's probably going to take me a couple of hours, but I do need to boat over to farmers for to Mumbos Base, not to Grian's base, for Grian. This is so weird. So luckily, I have actually been storing up some garbage villagers. And remember, Grian only needs any farmer villager for his potato and carrot farm. And I've been... Where did I put these guys? There should be like... I can hear them. Here we go. Here we go. Yes. I stacked some extra villagers over here for my own village breeder. And if my eyes are not deceiving, I've actually got 3 farmers here. Perfect. Perfect. Now, for a farmer to farm farmland, they don't actually need to be farmer. They can be fletcher, they can be fishermen. As long as they have this brown coat, it will work. This will not work, this will not work, and these are idiots. But as long as they have this completely brown coat, it will work. So, yeah, I guess I gotta try and get these guys. Oh my goodness, this is actually gonna be pretty tricky. I gotta try and get them all the way over to Mumbos Bay, and I'm not kidding. The distance for this is quite far. So I think the way to go about this is probably to dig a little bit of a tunnel this way and then try and get to water surface up there and just make a bubble vader. Alright, so hopefully this is gonna work. I'm gonna be flown up here. Yep, okay. That's good news. And I'm gonna come up all the way up here. Nice. And then let's just make a little bit of a platform here, I guess. That's really nice in 1.13 that you can do that, by the way. That you can build next to kelp. Okay, so at this point in time, back down here, I should be able to use my silk touch pickaxe. I should be able to nudge these guys into this channel. And... man, I hate villagers. They're so stupid. In theory, this guy should be going up. Nice. He took some damage there, so we can prevent that by having a hollow block there instead. I think I can just go ahead and get another one whilst I'm at it here. Up you go. Oh, he took damage as well. Okay. That's all good, though. I think I should have made some boats, though. They should be fine up there as long as it's not nighttime, but that being said, it could very well be nighttime. Okay, let's go up ourselves. I got another boat made, and it is daytime. Good. Okay, so now the next trick, get you out of this minecart. Nice. I like how the other guy is just... oh, he's gonna be... why are you not getting in my boat, my dude? What's going on? Get in the freaking boat. You don't want to be swimming. It's cold in the water. Yes, I got him in there. Nice. That was effort. Okay. So that guy is bumping up and down there. Hopefully it's going to be fine. It's going to be nighttime soon. If he dies, he dies, I guess. And now we got to get all the way over yonder. It's thousands of blocks. Brian is heading to Mumbos Base. Mumbos Base. Mumbos Base. Brian is heading to Mumbos Base. All day long, he will be seeing the incredible dirt track rail by Grian's home. Grian's home. Grian's home. You're an idiot, Brian. Is his feet actually poking out through the boat? And why are my feet poking? What? What is... I've never noticed this. But there it is, Brian. We're here. I wonder if he's going to be safe from drowned zombies. I should build him this little cup, if you will. Yeah, I don't know if these guys will attack him. I have actually got no idea about that. There. He should be completely safe. And that's looking absolutely ridiculous. I like it. Alright, Mike. We are almost there, dude. Mike, welcome home. Okay, I guess I have to inform Grian somehow as well about the delivery. That looks ridiculous. What the heck? That's a nice little boat, Mumbo says. And actually, it does look a little bit like an ark or whatever it's called. I like it. I like it, but it's time to head out of here. Grian is AFK at the moment. I hope that he finds the villagers. I did message him on Discord. And hopefully, yeah, hopefully they're still alive by the time he finds them. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I am super excited to see if we've made any sales. And like I said earlier, I'm kind of worried that I made no sales because no one has been online. Here we go. Please made some sale. Oh, we did make some sales. We sold 5 of these. Yes. Yes. Oh, hello, diamonds. How I missed you. How I missed you. Our plan totally worked. Yes, success over a stack of diamonds. Over a freaking stack of diamonds. I am very happy right now. Now that we've taken care of doing some donations, we gotta get to it here today. And the very first thing I'm gonna do is see how many villagers I have and if I've got any good villagers. Because I'm gonna be honest, I have now cycled through like 100 villagers without getting anything that's fitting of our trading center. And I'm still in need, desperately at this point in time, of an unbreaking 3 villager. That would mean a lot. And of course I'm also looking for cheaper... Ooh, a weaponsmith could be interesting. I'm also looking for cheaper alternatives to the books that we already have. The weaponsmith is interesting because I want to find a sword, a looting 3 sword. Let's have a look. Bane of Arthropods 1. Get out of here, son. And that's villager number 10 without getting anything. Come on. And that's... Okay, so I had 11 in there. Oh. I actually got 5 of the green-coated nitwicks or whatever they're called in that time. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I squeezed in a 10-minute session of trading, and this is the result. All of these emeralds here. This guy was very stubborn today. I had to buy apples, I had to buy cookies. That's another thing. We want to get a perfect farmer at some point, which... I know they can do 7 melons and 7 pumpkins, but I consider 8 pumpkins, 8 melons, and then 15 carrots and 15 potatoes. That would be absolutely brilliant to get in this place as well. So we're going to do something completely different now, guys. It's again kind of related to community stuff, to the hermit stuff. I feel very communal today. Rendog, our dearest Rendog, has been working on the thing that he calls the HRN. I think it stands for Hermit Rail Network. He's been working on that all season, and he's been laying out a bunch of different tracks, as you can see, all over the place. And I hung out with him yesterday because he needs redstone to support his plan of the HRN. And his plan is quite complicated. Oh, the chicken is still there. She saved the chicken. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, he needs help with doing the redstone for the stations, and it is quite complex. I think I spent 3 hours with him just to understand what he is looking for. But this here is the Grand Central Station, and this is where it all begins. But I think in order to fully understand this and to figure out what we need to do for Ren, we need to jump into my creative test world, because this is going to be a really tricky one. I am not the best with rails, so it's going to be a fun challenge. Alright, so here we are in my creative test redstone world, and I spent a bunch of time yesterday in setting this little grid up for us. This, at least in my head, explains a little bit what Ren is trying to achieve. So in the very center we have the HRN, the central Grand Central Station thing that we just saw on the Hermitcraft server. And what he's done is created 5 different lines with 5 different colors. We got a yellow, red, green, blue, and then we have an orange line going all the way around, as you can see here. He calls this the circular line, and these others, I don't know if he has a name for, but they are basically the cross lines. So the yellow one, for example, is the northern line, okay? So this goes, and what I've done here is I've actually copied a picture that he sent me of sort of like a subway sketch for how this system works. So this should be, whilst not in scale, it should contain all the different stations that he's looking for. Now the problem is, first of all, the logic of how you're going to travel on this rail. And me and him sort of agreed yesterday that all lines, if I'm traveling from the Grand Central Station, all lines should be connected up with the orange line, which is the circular line, and then take us around the Hermit lands. But opposively from that, if I'm traveling from the outer edges, so for example the green line, which is down at my base, if I travel from my base, I should not go by default on the orange line. I should go all the way back to the Grand Central Station. That's sort of the logic that we agreed upon, and yeah, we need Redstone to support this, because the tricky thing is he's using, in Ren Dog fashion, he's using 2 rails instead of just 1. He's using 2 rails, and that actually complicates this whole thing a lot. Like, I'm not even kidding. To make an intersection, a 4-way intersection with a double rail line is tricky. This is one of the designs I came up with. So we also agreed, me and Ren Dog, that you're traveling on the right hand side, so it's like European and American traffic, it's not the UK traffic. We're coming in on the right hand side, and yeah, I forgot to explain another thing that he really wants, which I don't think is doable, but I'll explain it real quick. He wants us to, when we reach a station, we should stop, but we should be automatically starting to go after a little while. Now that little feature may prove impossible to do, depending on how much other redstone stuff I need to fit into this project, but that's basically what this piston is for. So with this system here, I can come into the station, and if I do nothing, I'm going to keep on the line that I'm on. So I'm going to keep going straight in this scenario. So assuming that we are, for example, on the orange line, and we come to this intersection here, we want to stay on the orange line, and we don't want to have to make a selection to stay on the orange line. And I'm sorry guys if I'm confusing right now. I realize that this sounds very confusing. I hope you stick with me for this next part. Anyway, so I managed to figure that out. I also managed to figure out that we can have a button here to say, no, we don't want to stay on the main line, we want to go left in this case, and boom, left we go. Now that can also be configured to have a button somewhere else, like another button on top of this, or a button on this side to go the other direction. I guess we'll have to, yeah, already then it's going to be tricky because of that piston. But yeah, that could be configured to go the other way as well. I wanted to challenge myself into crossing this rail, which I've done by dropping us down and underneath and then coming up on the other side. Now, this is where the maniac chaos issues of this whole thing started for me, because as you can see, I tried another design here, I tried to compact it a bit, and it just doesn't work great with having the whole stop. So I think we'll at least have to sacrifice the idea of being stopped automatically and then or automatically pushed along the rail. I think in every junction we have to decide at this point in time that the player has to make a choice. They have to make an active choice if they want to go straight, or if they want to go left, or if they are right, or if they want to go left, if there is a left, etc, etc. I think I'm onto something here. I did some research on rails because I am very bad with this sort of stuff, and yeah, I'm very close in doing something here. I'm gonna try to grab this button here. I found this YouTuber called Cobblestone and Dirt. I'll put a link in the description. He has a fairly old tutorial on a... Oh, that works with the wooden... Oh, nice. He has a fairly old tutorial on how to do an intersection, a dual lane intersection in Minecraft. And so I followed his tutorial. I changed up a little bit of his wiring and a little bit of the delays, which is something I'm assuming to have to do on the Hermitcraft server as well. But as you can see, this is actually looking pretty promising. So the idea would be we come in here and we get stopped. Now we have to make our selection. If we want to go straight, we press this button. If we want to go right, we press this button. And if we want to go left, which is the tricky one, we press this button. Now the smart thing that this guy had done was that he had made it so that you travel around instead of trying to cross the rail. I should have thought about this, but my brain isn't very smart. I should have thought about it though. But instead of going across the rail, we're traveling around doing a full circle, as you saw there. But yeah, pretty straightforward apart from this button. So this button here will take me left or right, sorry. And because of the way rails work in Minecraft, we make sure to make as few changes with our redstone as possible. But I'll let him explain how the system works and if you want to build it yourself. So there will be a description link in the description box if I remember it. If I don't, please do comment about it and I will provide it. But yeah, as you can see, we can also go forward, and this takes us straight forward. Very, very nice. Now there is one thing here though, and that's I have to use a wooden button here. The wooden button, if you didn't know, has actually got a longer pulse than the stone button. A lot of people that do redstone and stuff don't actually know this for some reason, but I can demonstrate this. It's actually a very important lesson if you like redstone. So if I were to press these at the same time, well, I did press that a split second after, but you can see that even if I do it this way, this is going to burn out first. You see that? So the stone button has a slower or a shorter pulse than the wooden button, and that's why I need to use a wooden button here, because otherwise this rail, if we press this button, this rail has time to switch back before we've traveled across it. 8 ticks, and it works. So instead of having 3 ticks, which was his default design here, I added 8 ticks, and that works. I just want to make sure that that is consistent, because it could still have to do with where we are positioned on the rail. We have to be very careful when we build the rails on the Hermitcraft server. When we come to a junction, it's going to matter a lot where the last powered rail is. So if the last powered rail, oh, that was a stupid placement. If the last powered rail would be there, I wonder if that would work. So that stops us there. Nice. And yeah, that still works. Okay. The reason I want to use stone buttons is simply because I think it looks a little bit better. And if I know my Ren Dog, he will say, the first thing he will say when he sees a wooden button is, why is there a wooden button? And yeah, I think it just looks a little bit neater. But that's awesome. That's basically the whole station figured out. I should have done some research before I tried out my own stupid ideas. So I built this thing in the actual network, and it works fine over here as well. Now obviously one issue in Minecraft is the fact that rails have different directions based on where they are positioned. So for example, if we have this very same junction built over here, I'm gonna need to reposition which rails I power by default. But one important thing to note is that the way you want this to look when you build it up, and like I said, you have to switch these blue blocks around depending on your orientation in the world, I guess. But you want it by default to have a default right turn, and then a default, after that the priority is straight, and after that the priority is left. So that's how you want it. If you have a rail that goes like this here by default, then you need to reorient the torches. But again, the tutorial that I'm going to link for you guys does explain that thing as well. I just thought it was interesting to mention as I built this over here as well. Now, there are quite a few stations that are going to be a 3-way junction, not a 4-way junction. And I think the way I'm going to deal with this is simply removing... I'm going to go with the same design and removing the forward button. So if I come in here, well... yeah, I'm gonna... okay, this is complicated again. I'm gonna remove the forward button from the red line direction, only make it a right or a left turn. But over here, I'm gonna remove the right button. So yeah, you'll have buttons decide depending on from which direction you come in. That should be simple enough. It should honestly just be getting rid of the button. I could even build up the redstone for it to have it there in case we would get another connection in the future. Back on the Hermitcraft server, and immediately I get a question from Mumbo. Hey, Iskall, my villagers love Harting, but not baby making. It's just a question of time then. They didn't even make my romantic meal, Grian says. Yeah, they're certainly making love hearts. There's a baby. What are you talking about? They pooped a baby. I saw it. He says that there are no babies. I come here and they make a baby. Am I that romantic? Ouch! No, dude. What are you doing? Well, my work here is done. That was awesome. That was such good timing. I found his gunpowder supply. Just helping myself to some gunpowder. Where be sugar canes? How did I get in? I used your weird entrance. I got in here. Io got in here. Flew in. Oh, he's trying it and he's failing. You are so bad at Minecraft. Don't get. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for today. I feel like a real champion in the community stuff. I'm really happy with figuring out Rendog's rails. I'm really excited about the rail network that he's building. I'm happy for Grian. There's a polar bear here. I'm looking for a crafting table. I'm happy for Grian that he has his farmers, and hopefully we convinced Mumbo now that his... Ooh, that scared me. I placed that. He hasn't seen it yet. Hopefully I've convinced Mumbo also that... his village breeder is indeed, in fact, working. And now, all I gotta do is make a bunch of rockets using his materials, and then I'm out. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, do hit the like button down below. Consider subscribing if you're brand new, and I will see you dudes in the next episode.